Hi everybody. It is Texas One Step again with Texas One Step Hikes the AT. Thanks for joining me and following along with me as I document my Appalachian Trail 2023 through hike attempt. Today, as you can see, I'm really not on trail. I have had an injury, but I'm fine. I had a pulled muscle and I had to come off trail for a little while, but I will be going back on trail this weekend, so no worries. And I'll continue making my videos for those of you who care to follow. I did want to give kind of an update video on the weird hiker interaction that I had. I did include details in the days 14 to 17 video in the YouTube description notes. So if you aren't familiar with how to see those, when you go into watch your YouTube, you can click on the little dots and you can see the description. Sometimes I give more information in that, like more detailed information than you're going to get in the actual video. So if you're interested, sometimes I give little historical tidbits about something on trail, or I might give a different kind of detail. It's to help me remember when I'm off trail too in 10 years, if I want to go back and read those and watch that day's video. But anyway, I did want to go ahead and give a brief update on the weird hiker interaction I had, because this happens sometimes on trail, especially as a solo hiker and female. We have to be aware of possible dangers, or just we're a little bit more aware of issues when we're alone on trail. And so I did have a weird hiker interaction that caused me to leave trail a day early and go on into my hostel. I do want to say that the interaction I had was not, the hiker was not aggressive in any way. He just was a little bizarre in information that he was sharing and things that he said to me, and it made the red flags come up for me. So I ended up, based on some of the things that he said to me, I ended up calling the hostel and seeing if I could come in early, and they were very good and allowed me to do that. As I mentioned, he was not aggressive in any way, but he did say some things like, I'm sure you're using the 3-day rule, and I didn't know what he was talking about. And then he said, well, that's where you tell your family not to worry about you unless you haven't contacted them for 3 days. So just things like that, and some other details he gave me about his life that were really bizarre. And it made me uncomfortable because I was alone with him at a shelter. Having said that, when I got off trail, I had people who told me I should report the incident to the AT Conservancy. There's a 1-800 number that you can call if there are issues on trail. And they said even if he was not aggressive, that there could be issues, that there had been other hikers in previous years who, had had issues and people didn't report it, and then something happened, later, that maybe could have been avoided if people had gone ahead and reported the issues. So I did report it. When I reported the issue, I made sure to let the person on the other end of the line know that he was not aggressive. He didn't do anything that would make me think he was gonna attack me at that moment or something. So I made sure that that was clear, and then I gave all the details of the interaction. And I guess the way that works is then they call the local officials. I think they said the county, so maybe the sheriff's department. They share those details with the county, and then the sheriff decides whether or not this is something that needs to be followed up on, and if they think that they want to talk to the person who reported it more, they'll call you or contact you. I didn't get any other calls or contacts, so I'm sure they just took it down for information reasons in case something else came up. I did have another hiker, female hiker, who had an interaction with this gentleman who also made her feel uncomfortable with some of the things that he said to her. So again, nothing aggressive. There was nothing sexual or physical in the things that he said. It was just bizarre details that he was sharing that really you don't say to solo female hikers. And as a female hiker who is solo, there are things that you should keep in mind, and that is never tell other hikers that you're alone unless you're in a tramily. You know, you should always indicate that you're in a tramily of some sort, and you know, because a lot of times tramilies don't hike together, but they have lunch together, they have, you know, they stay at the same shelters or campsites together, they keep up with each other. So it's better to say that your tramily is, you know, expecting you, or just indicating that you're in a tramily, and then not giving any details about your hike. I have something that I hope you'll all enjoy as an addition to this particular video. It is a video of PW, who was a hiker at the Nature's Inn Hostel. He and his wife were there, and they were such a lovely couple, and he plays the guitar, and he had written a song, or was in the process of writing a song about the Appalachian Trail experience, and it was such a great song. We all loved it. He said it still wasn't done, but I think that what he had was really good, and I wanted to share that with you all so you could see a little bit of some things that might happen at campsites. Well, probably not campsites because most people don't carry a guitar with them, but maybe at a hostel where there's a guitar or something. So I hope you enjoy that, and I will talk to you all later. Thanks so much.
Appalachian Trail's getting longer. Tougher hikes, you know I can recall. A worn out pack and torn up boots, walking over rocks and roots, hiking in the rain and trying not to fall. I called the hostel, but no one answered. For the last 2 weeks, they've all been full. I guess it's up to me to find a spot under a tree that's not a widowmaker after all. And the trail's getting longer. There's a blaze on every tree. It stretches north as far as I can see. Kitchen sink is in my backpack, and my shoulders are aching too. Well, I don't think I've thought this thing through. No, I don't think I thought this thing through.
So awesome.